Congress is not happy about Donald Trump's Iran blitzkrieg, and the real fight could just be beginning. Stay with me. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. And I apologize for looking like hell right now, but when you have breaking news, you gotta do what you gotta do. As you probably know, Donald Trump, who once said an attack on Iran would cause World War III, who said he didn't want war with Iran, who claimed Barack Obama would attack Iran out of desperation, just had a change of mind.
We're coming on the air at this hour because we have breaking news. President Trump has just announced on social media that the U.S. has just completed 3 successful attacks on 3 nuclear sites in Iran. This is the post that he put out just a short time ago. We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordo. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That statement from President Trump right there, if you'll remember, he gave a 2-week deadline for him to consider whether or not he was going to use those bunker-busting bombs on that Iranian nuclear site. And now the president making that decision tonight and following through. I do want to get to our Ian panel, who's been following all of this very closely. Ian, I believe you are still there on the ground in Israel. What can you tell us about what you're learning?
Yeah, this is a major event. I mean, we have been speaking to Israeli officials over the last few days, and they were certainly making it clear to us that this 2-week window that had been set up by President Trump was unrealistic. One official said to me, without agreeing to be quoted, they felt that it was going to be much quicker than that. Remember, they have hit a number of facilities across Iran. It's now 10 days since the first bombs were dropped by Israel on Iran. But the difficulty was this one particular facility at Fordo. It's buried deep inside a mountain, and it was felt that Israel, in fact no other nation, would have the necessary ordnance nor the aircraft capable of carrying out a mission that would be capable of destroying that. Now, we have to wait and see a bomb damage assessment, see how successful it's been. Nevertheless, we were reporting and we're hearing that U.S. stealth bombers have been moved closer to the area, to Diego Garcia, which is it's owned by Mauritius. It's got a British base there, and that has been the base in the Indian Ocean that would allow American bombers to be within much closer striking distance to Iran.
At the time of this broadcast, Iran has yet to respond to Israel or the attack by the United States, and while most commentators are baffled that Trump gave a 2-week deadline and then broke it himself, if you watch our channel, you know some of us called this earlier today. For more on that, see our other videos here on the channel. So back to the attack. Where does that leave the United States, Iran, and Israel? Trump will address the nation later tonight, and most of the U.S. government, like the rest of the world, is just in shock at the moment. That hasn't, however, stopped one Republican congressman from erupting in fury. Following the attack, Massachusetts Congressman Thomas Masse said this on Twitter. Succinct, but the implications are major. So here's the big question. Did Donald Trump have the authority to act against Iran without a declaration of war? And before you say Article 2 of the Constitution allows the president that kind of power, you need to consider something. The Constitution says a president may only act against an imminent threat. Earlier this week, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard said this.
Gabbard and the intelligence community has said there's no evidence of Iran is building a nuclear weapon. Trump has spoken out saying they're wrong and underestimating a threat. The president stands by his timeline of 2 weeks as he weighs possible military action against Iran, though he insists he will not send American troops into combat.
Now, at Trump's behest, yesterday Tulsi Gabbard did backtrack somewhat and say it was possible that the Iranians could have a bomb in the near future. But the point is this. They did not have the bomb, and no U.S. intelligence said that they did. In other words, Iran and its nuclear program were not an imminent threat to the United States or anybody else. That's why Masse, a member of Trump's own party, is now calling this action unconstitutional, which means Trump could be impeached for this by his own party. And MAGA is already hotly divided over Trump's handling of the situation. So, are there enough Republicans to stand with Democrats and end this mess once and for all? That remains to be seen, as does the actions of Iran following this attack. We will have more on this and other breaking stories as they develop, so stay with us. This is Occupy Democrats.